Shotgun miking it, Tom.
Yeah.
We're all about the shotgun.
I left the mic part at home. I have
to be part of the interview?
You want to be part of the show? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Hey, welcome to your Twisted Tea post-race show. Like it or not, she's in the show.
She's in the show.
Jason Weigandt, Mitch Kendra, Tom Journet, handling the music behind the scenes. Freddie Noren, you're already an MVP. Our social media man, Matt Rice, got to stay at your Airbnb this weekend.
Yeah, man, we got to hook our people up, man.
That was very nice of you.
Yeah, I liked having him there. It was fun. We played some pool. I went up there for one night, and I won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then he was mad.
Oh, all right.
And then I let him win a couple more, just to give him some more confidence.
Let him win.
Yeah, he needed it, so.
We could talk SMX and the track and all this, but you live here, I live here, and that's kind of the thing. First of all, let's just start with this. The area has been dying for a race. So bad. We have so many racing fans here.
I was pumped to see, like, when I sat on the gate and looked up, I'm like, dude, it's like full.
Oh, yeah.
So I got curious. I actually Googled how many fit here, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I like it.
Yeah, is it 34,000?
I think it said 25. But I think
25?
that was, I think 25 sitting. So I didn't do a very good research.
They told me 34, and they said they never fill it, even for drag racing. This is about as full as it gets.
Nice.
So that was good.
That's pretty good.
So now, give me the rider perspective on the hybrid track. Everybody I've talked to didn't expect this much motocross. Did you?
I would say I did not either.
Yes.
Just because I'd heard before, it's like, all right, round number 1 is going to be pretty supercrossy, 2 more outdoorsy, and then obviously 3 supercrossy. So I'm like, all right, it'll be pretty supercrossy. But it was pretty outdoorsy and fast, high speed.
Yeah.
But sure, it was maybe somewhat hard to race because it was hard to pass.
Yeah.
But I did like the track. Like, it was fun.
Okay.
Like, it was fun to ride it. I had a good time. And then I had a good day of racing as far as my results, so it's a plus.
I'm happy to hear that because I feel like, I remember round 1 of motocross saying, dude, this SMX format, playoffs in both series, money, this is perfect for you. You've been focused on this. It's working out.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yes.
I mean, I was 12th overall today, and then with my points coming into today, I think that should put me in like 10 at the moment in points. Obviously, we got 2 rounds left to go, and those are double and triple, so a lot of things. Yeah. You could be great here and suck in the other 2 and be terrible, or either way. So
it's true.
There's still a lot of racing left to go, but I'm pretty stoked on today. It was a good day, so.
Yeah, 10th is around 75 grand or something
like that.
All right, I don't want to say too much.
I should probably keep that in my mind so that, like, you know, that carrot.
A
little extra carrot, you know?
No, maybe you don't.
No, maybe not.
Maybe you go the other way.
Maybe I should just race.
Yes, just worry about that.
If you race better, you make more money.
You held off Phil today. That's the battle I was watching.
Oh,
yeah.
He got close, didn't he? Or he was behind you.
So second moto, he got close there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, too close to comfort, I would say.
Okay.
But I mean, we've been battling for the days at club coming into this, so you know, it's good. Keep the battles going.
Yeah, I got to check out the SuperMotocross track.
Mitch went to club on Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah. So talk about being able to train, like, you know, nobody knows what to expect, but like, you were able to train at club. They literally built a SuperMotocross track on top of the Supercross track, so like that gotta help a little bit, right?
Yeah, no,
like
for sure. Like, the facility at club is awesome. So like what we had, they have a hybrid track more like this, and then they have a Supercross track too, like tighter, like the Supercross.
Yeah.
So we've ridden both, so you can, like, you know, at least get a little bit dialed in on both of them. So I think it's been awesome. I'm not sure what we'll ride this week. Probably more that hybrid track, because I guess we'll see what Chicago will be like. But yeah, no, it's good. It's always fun to battle with Phil, so an extra fun to beat him.
Yeah, that's right. Chase Sexton wins.
I love Phil.
We all love Phil. You do good. All right, congratulations.
All right, thank you. I appreciate
Thanks for hooking up with the Airbnb.
Yeah, let's go.
And we're greasing Freddie so we can have a RacerX retreat at the Airbnb about 2 hours from here in first week of December. Is that what we're going for?
I guess so.
Is there enough of a plug for his Airbnb to earn this? I hope so.
Bio.
Link in bio, baby. Put the link to the Airbnb at the bottom of the YouTube description. Now, Tom's arms are going to get tired here. Look, the hybrid track, I think it worked way better than I thought. Yes, passing was tough. I think it could have been even worse. It wasn't great, but I thought it was going to be even worse. Everybody I talked to, what about you? Like I said to him, they were surprised how much motocross there was.
Yeah, and especially like the guys getting, I mean, it's free practice, it doesn't count, but yesterday getting some time on the track. Yeah. Some guys like, I changed this, I changed gearing, I changed brakes. I was able to just get some time to know what to expect. I think it did end up being just a little bit one line in some parts naturally, but like the turn before the Supercross triple, we were sitting there for the press box. Like Joe made the pass for the racing their second moto. There's a couple like Hunter Lawrence was squaring up some guys, like even those sections where you don't expect to see passing, like they were still trying different things, like guys were going inside outside and vice versa. And yeah, I think just the nature of it being fast and, you know, And obviously starts are always important, but like this one, the split lane, it was interesting. It kind of worked out for some guys, didn't work out for other guys, but I think that was like, you got to get a good start here because it's going to be long laps, it's going to be fast, and there's not going to be a ton of passing, but I think like there was still great battling like all the way around, you know, or all the way through the field, like both motos for both classes. Like RJ Hampshire's kind of dead last, he works up his way, you know, piece of Cali guys are out battling there. Kenny was leading.
All
Chase,
over each other.
Yeah, Chase tracked him down, Haiden Deegan caught Kitchen, like there was a lot of things, and this is like the best of the best. There's a lot of storylines to follow in every class. So I feel like really, like you said, nobody knew what to expect coming into this, but I feel like the racing delivered. Like the 65 racing was fun, kids were cheering on. The kids were jumping the Supercross triple, like that was awesome.
Yes.
It just like I said, AC went down, people were cheering for him. Like it ended up being like, I mean, I don't know what people expected, and maybe a little bit more like Supercrossy, but without the whoops. But it ended up being a lot of high speed stuff, but some big crashes. But I think it ended up working out right.
Yeah, I think so. It put on a better show than I think people thought, and it was the hybrid thing. I think people were thinking that's just what they're saying. That's not what they're actually going to deliver. How can you do it? It was much more of a hybrid than we'd ever seen before. We also know that Chase Sexton won, so that kind of flips the storyline of Jet Lawrence having been undefeated. Bad weekend for Hunter Lawrence completely. So also, you want to mix things up. The results got mixed up from what we saw for the last 4 months.
Yeah, so if you just look at Supercross, like this, picking up Supercross where he left off Chase Sexton, like you're like, oh wow, this is great. But then you realize he was getting beat by Jet all summer long.
Yes.
Maybe Jet didn't have a great ride, but like Sexton was clicking off laps. Like Kenny had a 5-second lead.
Oh,
and
he started rolling. Yeah.
And Chase Sexton went like 114, I think. 115 was fast, and he went 114. It was like he just cut that gap down and cut him down, and then yeah, Jet behind him had a couple mistakes, but then like he was charging. So yeah, and then like you mentioned, Justin Cooper, I didn't get to find out what was wrong, but he didn't look like normal Justin Cooper today. Like the starts weren't great, but he just didn't have like that intensity. It just wasn't. Maybe it was a little bit of the track he wasn't gelling with it, but he just wasn't like charging like we're used to seeing from him. Same thing, Hunter. I mean, first moto he was in 12th until a lap or two to go, and he made a pass on Cooper, who was behind a couple laps. And he got Vohland and Brown very end, like get 9th place. Like he was pretty dominant this summer. Like mistakes here and there, but like he won the championship. It's not like he's a slouch.
No, it got mixed up. It really did get mixed up. So let's talk to some riders at a press conference to save Tom's arms holding his camera. But Chase Sexton, he said, you have not seen the last of me winning. Wait till I strap the Supercross suspension back on. He said that at Ironman, he backed it up today.
I mean, I definitely had a point to prove after the outdoor season I had. I was pretty disappointed with it, but I was really happy when I got back on Supercross. I felt like I found where I was in Supercross this year, like right away, and it kind of honestly calmed my nerves a little bit, and was able to kind of focus on my riding, and was able to put good motos in with Ken and Tom Vialle, and just had a really good last 2 weeks. So my preparation was good, and I was confident coming into today that I was going to be good, and I know when I'm comfortable that I should be winning races, and that's what we did today. I had a big point to prove, and we're not done yet. We got 2 more races to go and keep this thing rolling.
No, for me it was more, one line was more physical than the other, like with the bump, and I was just trying to go to the line where I was could just save a little bit of energy, and I think at the beginning was going under the tunnel was faster and maybe cleaner. And when the bumps start to be bigger, I just switched to over the bridge, and I could save a little bit of energy by jumping the bumps better. So that was just the main reason.
So every time lately that I've gone behind the gate, I've had some pretty good races, and I think that kind of like goes into the bank, you know. And obviously I watch all the races. I think it's important to stay engaged with the sport and not drift off of it too far. And so I watch every weekend, I study just internally, it's fun for me, you know, I really had a lot of joy figuring this thing out again, and that includes watching and seeing what those guys are doing. Same with MXGP, I pretty much watch everything, and so I stayed engaged, and I kept doing my training and obviously riding, so I don't know, I just felt right at home, honestly. I didn't really make it a big deal that I haven't raced in quite some time, and I felt aggressive yesterday, and yeah, it was right back to business, and felt right at home.
Okay, so those are our 450 riders. We were starting with Sexton there. A couple other notes. I saw Jet Lawrence, and he said the starts were bad for both Lawrence brothers. And honestly, as well as Jet rode this summer, the starts might have been the most amazing thing. I mean, his starts were the gate flinched at Ironman. Yeah, how many hole shots? And gate flinched at Ironman, and he still started second.
He was like third a couple times. Like Southwick, he was third and then like going up the hill, he makes a pass like instantly to take over the lead. Like,
so I found Jet and I said like, hey, I got a theory that maybe you were getting those starts on disced up outdoor dirt. The start here is more Supercross style, and he said no. One thing we had not looked into was that Supercross suspension, how the bike reacts coming off the grate, off the start, threw him off big time. Yes, so he's kind of learned. I don't think they're going to change the suspension. I think he needs to change his technique for a grate with Supercross suspension. That's one thing. And then Webb, I said, hey Webb, you're going to pull the it's a new bike excuse? And he's like, nope, honestly, I just rode like shit. And he was super mad.
Because
he was not happy.
He came in like home race.
He was.
Everything with the Yamaha. He came in and he said in the press conference, like, you asked him, hey, like, are you feeling out for next year? And he's like, no, dude, I'm here to win. And like, the fans start cheering, like, hometown race, like I said, everything. And what he was like battling for like 8th out there, it was not looking good. But
no.
I mean, well, I don't think it'll be, I don't want to say bad, but I think next week they'll figure out some things. But
it'll get better. And honestly, because of the one line thing, it's very, very, very start dependent. As I said on Weed Show, I mean, look, if Hunter and Jet get starts, maybe this whole story is a lot different. I don't want to say they're going to beat Chase Sexton or take anything away from Shimoda or Deegan, who won the motos, but the starts on a one-line track especially made a huge difference, and they didn't get those. Now let's talk 250 class real quick.
Talking about starts, how about the PC Cowie guys? Like,
what Ryder the heck, man?
Ryder D was riding really good. Hammaker was up front. Hammaker is fastest in qualifying at Ironman in one session, not overall, but he's
fastest
showing
here.
the pace early in the day to get the ball rolling. Fastest here.
Yep.
Like, things are starting to click. Forkner wins the LCQ, which is not a guarantee he's going to be in until he wins the LCQ. They get the ball rolling. Like, they're out front. I think they were all like the freight train. Like 4 of the guys were out there in the top 5 first moto. It didn't work out for Hammaker. He had to tip over and just, I think he crashed pretty hard. Forkner crashed hard one time, but dude, Ryder D was riding good all race first moto, all race second moto until the late stages, holding off Jordon Smith and battling with Vialle, like 3rd place finish, I think, 3rd.
In the second moto, yeah.
Like career best finish, like that was big ride. And again, holding off Jordon Smith, veteran guy, hometown, like he's extra motivated. So that was really impressive stuff from Ryder D. Like he came on late at Pro Motocross, led some laps at Ironman. Like I feel like we're really starting to see that progression. Like I don't know, he had like a mid-season lull, I guess, in Pro Motocross, but this was really impressive stuff from him.
It's just the Deegan scale. I think it would have looked like a dynamite rookie season for Ryder D if it wasn't in the same year as Deegan, who almost won titles and could win this one because he won the first moto. Deegan had a crash in practice, and he said that did start taking a toll on his body in Moto 2. Shimoda ends up winning the overall. That's 2 races in a row for Joe Shimoda. Let's hear from some 250 riders.
Yeah, it's hard to do 4-1 for a good overall. So I was thinking maybe 2nd or 3rd, but yeah, just heard I got overall, so I was super stoked. We only have 3 rounds, so it's really nice to start. First race really good. I think that's what I was looking for. So yeah, thanks to the people behind me.
Yeah, definitely. Our race style is definitely aggressive and ascendant motive. Although, you know, technique is definitely the future, so you gotta add that, and if you're gonna be aggressive and have that intensity, then you're gonna put it all together really good. So as long as we do that, it'll be bright. But yeah, the intensity is always there.
Yeah, I mean, the track wasn't like a real Supercross. I think it was a good mix between Supercross and Motocross. After the start was way more Motocross, and then we got that Supercross rhythm kind of. So it was a good mix. I think the start was so important today, like it was tough to pass. I had great starts on motos that saved me a lot, but I mean the track was kind of nice riding along, but of course yeah, the bad start was tough to pass, I think.
It's something different, honestly. Brings me back more to like amateur racing. Yesterday was fun. I just had a blast with it, and then today obviously it was a little more business. Qualified 16th, but I knew I had something in me. First moto I ran 5th. Or 3rd all the way into about 17 minutes, and then I'm like, dude, just go do it all. Like, give it your all out there in the second moto, and that's what happened, and I hope they do these rounds next year.
It was good. I mean, it was, didn't know what to expect. No one really knew what to expect. I think the schedule was good. The motos 20+1 was good. The track, to me, needed a little bit more Supercross to it just to make it work, like for passing, a little bit better racing. Like it was just really follow the leader. I know there was some passes made, but it was like you really had to bank on a mistake from the guy in front of you. And they were trying to make it more 2-line, I guess you could say, with putting like more singles on the inside, but they were still faster. And then you just had to slow down that much more to not run into the person in front of you. So I would like to see like one more rhythm section and maybe some bowl, like maybe a rhythm section out of a bowl turn would have been nice in my opinion, just so that it's something like technical, difficult. Like this one was pretty simple over that wall, and it was just like really hard to make a mistake in it. So, and then the rest of it was just like wide open for us, so it was tough.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of the 2-day event. It was a lot of fun just to be able to go out practice yesterday and not mean anything, just kind of have more time on the track. I like riding my dirt bike, so the more I could ride, the better for me. You wouldn't know it with my results. Unfortunately, DNF the first moto. Hunter had gone down in front of me, and when I went around him, I clipped my foot peg on his bike and broke it off. So DNF the first moto, 22nd, second one 16th. Tough day, and man, I'll be honest, those LCQs are stressful. Like coming here not knowing if you're even in the motos yet, it's like, oh no, but got through that, was second, and yeah, I mean, dude, I rode my heart out today and ended up 16th, so got a nice slice of humble pie, and we're gonna go back to work this week and come back swinging for Chicago. That's all we can do.
Yeah, I like that we got to ride a little bit. Friday kind of felt like a press day, but it really was like of a test. You know, I think it helped everyone too with trying to set up the bike setup, because just setting it up with 2 practices today would have been tough. So I like the 2-day schedule. It gives the fans more to see and more to do throughout the weekend. And the ways the moto format went, I kind of liked it. Like they really hit it off the ballpark with a little bit of the endurance from outdoor and also the sprint of Supercross. I feel like the 220s is perfect for us, and yeah, I feel like the track was a little tough to pass on today, but it also made for really great racing. So I mean, we'll see next weekend. Also double points, so I'm only 17 back from the lead, and I'm 10th right now overall. So one good weekend could throw me right up there at the front, and especially at the last round really counts.
Okay, that's a wrap on the festivities from ZMAX Dragway. It is now dark. We're going to Chicagoland. Whatever we learned here, we don't even know if it's going to apply for next week. And plus,
the points will double.
The points will double. The starts, like I said, have such a massive effect in these races. That could flip just like that. So we'll find out. I have no predictions anymore, because I think everybody thought this will be just big Supercross. It wasn't, so we're wrong. Just stop making any predictions. We'll just go racing next weekend. Thanks to Twisted Tea for backing our show.